Let everybody get their seats. All right. Welcome to the SAFR Challenge. My name is Logan Hammerschmidt. I'm the campus director for the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation at Grove City College. That's a mouthful. But I am super excited to be here and to be collaborating with Dr. Brower on this competition. This is a collaboration between physics and entrepreneurship. And what that means is that we have, for those of you that don't know, we have a Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation on campus here. We serve students of all majors, so anyone that's ever interested in starting a business or learning about how to run a business, anything like that, you can come to us. We have resources for you. We have various programs that you can take advantage of. We have a ton of stuff going on all the time, so I would love to see some of you guys come across my desk, come into my office. We can chat. But I'm not going to keep you for too long. I would just like to introduce Dr. Shane Brower, who's going to be our MC for the evening. So if we could put our hands together for Shane.
All right, good evening, everybody. It's great to see you all here tonight. I appreciate everyone coming out tonight and supporting our students and the effort that they put into this project. I think everyone is aware that football has the highest incidence of concussions of any high school sport. Second highest, women's soccer, which the first time I read that statistic, I was surprised by that. Certainly because I'm not familiar with soccer the way I am with football, but also because concussions in women's soccer doesn't get the kind of media coverage that football does. And so I read that statistic. I thought about the physics of concussion remediation, and it's a simple three-term equation. You want to reduce forces, you increase the time of collision. I thought, we ought to be able to make a really sweet lab exercise that allows students to see this principle in a hands-on, applied, collaborative format. And so I asked a student that we had at the time to check our force plates, our equipment that we had in-house, and said, look, could you go check and see if it can measure these impulsive forces? His name was Darren Mumaw. He's a graduate student now. So he checked it, came back, said, yeah, they totally work. So I wrote an outline for a lab, set it in my desk. That's where it stayed for about a year and a half. And then we had two freshman physics majors in our freshman physics seminar that came in. There's Caleb Barber and Nathan Fugit. And they were looking for an idea for their capstone project for the freshman seminar. And I said, hey, here's an idea that I had. Could you build a lab exercise around it? And so they did. And so we ran that first lab. We beta tested it with a group of high school students from the PA Cyber Charter School in a class taught by Mrs. Erin Butler, who is an alum of Grove City. And so we ran that, and this was the winning headband from that first year, headband. And so I thought, well, we obviously have an awful lot of work to do. And so I took that and built it out, and for the next 2 years, Dr. Glenn Marsh and I ran the lab with our SCIC 201 class, Fundamentals of the Universe, and we made some tweaks and we refined the scoring rubric to keep that from happening again. And at the end of those 2 years, I approached Yvonne Riley of Yvonne English, Yvonne Riley is an old friend of mine, Yvonne English from the Center for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, and said, hey, you guys do a lot of really good stuff here with elevator pitch and the venture battle, and would you like to bring your expertise and experience to bear to take this competition to the next level? And she was all over that. She's like, absolutely. And so then Dr. Mark Fair and I ran the lab last year, and we then turned it over to CE&I for the inaugural SAFR Headband competition. And tonight you're going to see the end result of the second annual headband competition run by Dr. Marsh and I with the students. And just some background on the project. Let's see here. The overarching goal of the project was to have students design a headband that would reduce concussive forces for soccer players. And they had to take that project from concept to finished project. And so they had to do some testing on the different types of padding and the force reduction that you would get. Then they had to design the headband and then test the headband and then prepare a presentation where they would market the headband as if they were marketing it to a venture capitalist. And they were scored on a set of criteria that included comfort and aesthetics, weight and cost, performance, and their overall presentation style, which included discussions of profit margin, and branding possibilities, and anything else that they thought were relevant. And so the panel of judges there was Dr. Marsh and myself, our 4 TAs, Bryn Graybill, Andrew Whitteman, Julianne Surrett, and John Trush. And we had 19 teams, I think that's correct, and the top 7 teams are the ones that you'll see here tonight. And they're going to be judged by our panel of judges, Dr. Jeff Buxton, who's a professor of exercise science here at the college, Jim Arani, who's the head soccer coach at Grove City High School, and Darcy Holmes, who's the head coach at women's soccer at Grove City High School. And so they're going to be judged on a set of 3 criteria. One is the overall presentation. Or not them, the students are going to be judged on 3 criteria. The overall presentation, the functionality of the headband. Based on your expertise, do you guys think this headband would actually work? Or maybe not so much. And then the aesthetics. Would your players or would you personally wear this out in public, or would you just rather risk getting a concussion? And so the scores that the 7 teams received in order to qualify for the finals are zeroed out. So it's a level playing field tonight. Your scores tonight are what will be determining your placing. And the last thing I wanted to do was, this is a slide that lists all of the people that I just mentioned. And as you look at that slide, you see a diverse group of individuals with a broad array of expertise. And that's what I wanted to emphasize with this project. That's one of the things I try to emphasize in my class, and with this lab in particular. I want the students to understand that big problems require collaborative efforts from groups of individuals that bring together a diverse array of skill sets. And so, yeah, the project tonight has a STEM component to it. But we also need marketing majors and finance majors and entrepreneurship majors and communication majors and education majors and music majors. Everyone has a part to play in solving big problems. And so when you walk away from this course, Fundamentals of the Universe, we try to talk about multiple topics, where I want students to be able to see themselves as part of the solution to that problem, where maybe you hadn't thought of it before. And so this gives us an opportunity to have you experience that in a real-world context. And so without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. Is the first group ready to present? Okay, and I don't have a list, so you can identify yourselves when you come up. So here's our first group. Here is your clicker.
We're not using a clicker.
Oh, you're not using a clicker. Fantastic. We'll just leave it sit here then. Thank you.
Yep.
All right.
Good evening. How are we doing tonight? Awesome. Thank you all for having us. Thank you so much, audience. Thank you so much, fellow teams and entrepreneurship department and judges. My name is Madison Johnson, and this is my partner, Nick Patucci, and we're here to show you our product, Head Defender.
So, why are we here tonight? While football is the hot button issue in concussions, soccer is second on the list. In fact, 70% of concussions sustained in the United States occur within children and teens, and up to 70% of athletes report concussion symptoms while playing their sport, which is why we created Head Defender. Our company vision is to create the most effective defense against concussions in soccer. Why is it important to have a vision? Because it's difficult to hit a target that's small, but it's impossible to hit a target you do not have. So, how do we achieve our vision? When we were developing Head Defender, we wanted to excel in 3 areas. Number 1, what we were most passionate about. Number 2, what we could be the best at. And number 3, what drives our economic engine. What we found we could be most passionate about is a lightweight, aesthetic design. What we could be the best at is reducing concussions. And what drives our economic engine? A specific marketing share of 10% to attain profit, and a specific marketing plan to soccer parents.
But don't just take our word for it. We were able to talk to some of the soccer players here at Grove City College, and let's see what they have to say.
Volume.
They don't feel it hindered their performance in any way. score. So I know you couldn't really hear the volume, but hopefully you saw the subscripts. Our product is intentionally a little blank right now, but that's intentional. One of the soccer players mentioned this. We want our product to be customized for each team. So maybe you have a special word or symbol or mascot that you would want to run across the top of your head defender. This is so we can embrace team spirit with our product. In addition, our product is super lightweight. It's 1.31 ounces, and it is very comfortable with its memory foam and egg crate foam.
So, we have a great design, but does it work? Yes. Through rigorous scientific testing, we found that our product had a 58.6% reduction in concussions. Now, there's a lot of great products out here tonight, but few can compete with us when it comes to actually reducing concussions.
And we have an amazing cost of $4.40, which is very small, but if we sell it at $10, we can make an income of $1.76 million in revenue at a market share of 10%.
So, to conclude, regardless of our amazing design or our great price, at the end of the day, we keep athletes on the field, and the best ability is availability, which is why you should trust Head Defender. Thank you.
Fantastic job, guys. That was fantastic. So we're going to have the judges enter their scores. In the meantime, I'm going to do a small stand-up routine. So I'm just kidding. Actually, Shalina, could you come up here and sing a solo? No. All right. Oh, okay. All right. So up next we have Make Safe Melon.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia Falaska and these are my partners Molly Castina and Corinne Kalal. Without further ado, we present to you the Make Safe Melon. This specially customized headband is made to protect against the nasty effects of concussions. We even designed our headband to be tailored around the ears, and we added extra padding at the temples and the back of the head to protect from unexpected knocks to the noggin. We also added a flatter foam at the front of the hairline to mitigate the impacts of headers, which are the #1 cause of concussions in girls soccer. In addition, our headband provides a 41.3% force reduction rate, which is, well, better than zero. So I'll hand it over to Molly to take care of the aesthetics.
So, as Olivia said, our headband is designed with a thinner front to allow for control and force reduction while hitting headers, and thick egg crate foam on the back and temples to prevent unexpected hits from the head. As far as the shape, we cut out around the ears for maximum comfort. This product comes in green, black, white, or can be customized to your team's colors, and it features our logo on the back.
As you can see, our product provides a big punch without a big cost. For only $3.60, we can stay safe from concussions, and it's so light, at just over 1 ounce, that you won't even feel that it's there. In case we haven't convinced you, we had our very own women's soccer team try on our product, and they were very impressed by the comfort and aesthetics of our product, and they can't wait to wear it in their next game.
Try out the Make Safe melon and make your melon safe.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're good to go. So up next we have use your head.
Good evening. My name is Riley Smith.
And I'm Jaden Daven-Sizer.
And we are so excited to be here today and show you something that will blow your mind while protecting it at the same time. Through many trials, designs, and data collections, we have created a product that you won't be able to say no to. Let me introduce to you Use Your Head Headband, or as the kids might call it, UYH. All right, let's get into the aesthetics of this. Jaden, would you try this on?
Of course.
Wow, would you guys say that looks pretty good? Yeah. The headband looks pretty good too.
Aw, Riley.
Our target is moms of girls' youth soccer players. Moms want their kids to be safe, and girls want to be stylish. It's a win-win. What young girl would say no to this fashion statement? And not only is it appealing to the eye, it's also reversible. So if you're not feeling pink, you can turn it around and try this side. And the color makes it awesome because you can spot your kid from far away. All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty details of this headband. We designed this headband to only weigh 1.15 ounces. That's pretty light. Also, after seeing much research from scientists, we have found that most concussions happen because of collisions. So we took that into account when we created our headband. We have different kinds of thicknesses all around. On the sides are the most thick because of collisions happening most commonly there. On the front, we have a little thinner approach, and we did this because recently in youth soccer, headers have been prohibited because of the rise in concussions. Not only is it appealing, but it also reduces concussions to 40%. That is crazy. And it costs us only $3.40 to make this product. And my friend Jaden is going to tell us a little bit more about that.
That's right, Riley. It only takes $3.40 to make this product, and we're retailing it at $12.99. So, whenever the profit of this headband is $9.59 per headband. So, if we sell to about 10% of the 3 million youth girls soccer players in the U.S. in just 1 year, we'll make just under $3 million. It's a lot of money. Tell them about how comfy it is, Riley.
Oh yeah, this product, not only is it effective, cost-effective, and appealing, it is the most comfortable thing you'll ever wear. Because of its lightweight, it feels like you're not even wearing it. Hey Mia, can you give us a try? Let us know how it feels.
Oh my gosh, it's so comfortable.
And on top of comfortability, it can keep you warm in those cold fall soccer games, keeping your ears warm. Hey, Mia, can I grab that back?
I forgot I had it on.
You heard it here first, folks.
In this slide, you can see that we tested on 2 Grove City women's soccer players. Unfortunately, Britta and Holly cannot be with us tonight. But in the first picture, you can see that Britta has on the UIH headband, and she is colliding with Holly in the second picture. Britta comes away from this collision with no injury, and Holly has to make her way to see Sid the trainer. Now, if we haven't convinced you enough, my coach, Coach Baker, tried on the UIH headband, and he said, I feel safer already. So, use your heads and buy Use Your Head headband today. Thank you.
I love you. Yes, you put it onto your pants.
It's not me. Good. Okay, up next we have cerebral head.
Good evening, everybody. And this is the cerebral shield. Let's make goals and not concussions.
So we know the goal here is to avoid concussions with the cerebral shield. But why are concussions in girls' soccer particularly detrimental? Well, let me tell you. The primary causes of concussions in girls' soccer include heading the ball, collision with other players, and collisions with the turf. All of these areas, these hits to the head, target the frontal lobe, which is the region of the brain responsible for executive functionings and cognitive reasoning skills, such as planning and voluntary muscle movement, which are all critical, both on and off the field. So let us show you, with this cerebral shield, how to stay in the game of soccer and the game of life.
Yes, as Sarah said, it's super important to prevent concussions. So we have designed this headband to not only, through scientific testing, we have reduced the impact force by 50%. Not only does this prevent headbands or prevent concussions, but it is super stylish and just everybody wants to wear them. The slim curved padded design really fits on your head very well. It's durable, it's lightweight, weighing just over an ounce, and that sporty fit pattern, I mean, it's the stuff of soccer girls' dreams. It's super easy it's super lightweight. You can toss it into the washing machine to clean it, let it air dry, and it's ready to go for the next game. Easy to store, just shove it in your backpack and put it in your house, and it's ready for the next game.
So we know it performs well against concussions, but how does this actually perform in a game of soccer? So the reason we chose the beveled, rounded edges is we wanted a smooth surface when heading the ball. Now, you're probably wondering, how are we going to make a profit? And investors, how are you going to make a profit? So our goal is market penetration. We want to get this out to as many people as quick as possible. Now, first, we want to target collegiate female athletes, collegiate female soccer players, and professional female soccer players. We want to gain some credibility with this, and we want to show that anybody can wear this and that it does work. After this, we want to market to big sporting good retailers to get this out, again, as fast and as quick as possible. We made this for $3.40. We're going to sell it for $8, an affordable price for everybody. This gives us a profit margin per unit for $4.60. Now, we have an ambitious goal of selling these 100,000 of these per the first year. That gives us a profit margin total of $460,000. Now, we'd like to demonstrate this. We have a former collegiate soccer player, a Grove City alum, Miss Haley Gustafson. How does it feel?
It's pretty comfy.
Could you wear this in a game?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you feel protected?
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, are you ready to help us make goals and not concussions?
That's all right.
So how does the bad boys work? Alright, so we've got a clip on the back, which is one of the pins where you can stuff in the pocket. Who's the clicker?
Oh, I own the clicker?
Yeah, I have it.
Sports Halo?
Yep, it should be right next to the button.
Yep. Perfect. You guys all good?
I'm good. There's a small gray switch on the top. Turn it on. And then once it's on, it'll be hot. Right on top.
I'm already on.
Right there? Yep.
All right. Up next, we have Sports Halo.
I'm going to get over there.
The C word, or concussions, is the one thing that all athletes in every single sport dread. It's the one injury that will take a lifetime of dealing with. We see players now in their 40s and their 50s struggling with what happened when they were in high school, college, dealing with concussions. So myself, Justin Amild, Trevor Beck, and Jaden White set out to create the Sports Halo. And what we did with it, we took a 3-step design when trying to envision what our product was going to be like. Our first is our safety, then it's going to be our cost, and lastly is our design.
So going over safety, we talked about the naked head. And the naked head is what would be actually absorbing the impact of a soccer ball or a collision. So with the naked head, we got an average force of just over 930 newtons. And then with our lab-tested headband, we averaged over a 464 Newton, which came down to just over a 50% reduction in collisions.
So for cost, our goal was to make it as cheap as possible. So we try to keep the unit cost under $3.75. The headband costs about $2.40. The foam sheets cost about 30 cents. And the thick egg crate cost about $1. So our total was about $3.70.
And when it comes down to our design, our goal was to make it as aesthetic as possible, but also take a unique approach when building this out. You see right here, our headband comes and fits around the ear when the user is wearing it to block off any sort of disruption that a player could experience. Also, we took a 3 triple layer design when building it with the egg crate foam as well as the 2 sheets. And that's really what included into our forest design, but also we broke it up into 2 separate parts. The first being the back of the head. We know that women's soccer has the second largest amount of concussions, but most of those concussions outside of heading the ball come with collisions and falling back onto the turf. I know we have football players in the room, soccer players in the room. You understand, falling on the turf, it's not a fun endeavor. So we focus with a thicker back of the head design with a shorter front of the head design just to kind of attack the headers when we do it. But we understand that you're not heading the ball all the time. As another group mentioned earlier, heading the ball is banned in youth soccer now, so when we built it out, we built the front to also be removable. So while it's going on, the player can remove it if they need to throughout to make it as comfortable as possible. And when we're making it, we started off with red because our goal is to sell directly to teams themselves. So we start out with red to represent Grove City College, but even with Grove City High School, we can get it in gold or black or anything that the player feels would fit best with their uniform as well as coaches. And then with all these three different aspects that we took into envisioning our product, at the end of the day, we plan on selling it for $22.99. And that's a psychological trick. Most people look at it, $25 they don't want to spend. But hey, if it's under, that's the perfect price point for them to be willing to buy it. Included in that, we wanted to include a team deal. The way we're going to sell it, we're going to go directly to the teams. We're not looking at major retailers. Our care isn't about major retailers. We want to go to the teams directly to be able to sell to them. And that's what we think is going to be the most successful aspect of selling it. All for a price margin of $19.29 because we built it out for $3.70. So we are Sports Halo, and our goal is to put an end to concussions. Thank you.
All right, up next we have Cotty Guard.
Ready? Let's go. 3.8 million. That is the number of concussions that happens every single year. The result of which can be anything from a simple migraine to mild traumatic brain injury with the potential to forever impact an individual's life. This is more important than ever, specifically to female soccer players who, on average, experience more concussions than their male counterparts. In fact, they found that for every 1,000 hours of practice and play, 1.5 women are concussed. That number drops to 1 when we look at male soccer players. So, in order to combat that, we created Kare Guard. Kare comes from a language Hausa, which can be found in western regions of Africa, and Kare means to protect, which is exactly what this headband does. My name is Eden Kleiman.
I'm Aiden Kramer.
I'm Annie Grace Smith. And this is Kare Guard, the protective headband. So our three main strengths of the Kare Guard headband is that it provides comfort and stability through a purposeful use of materials. We wanted to make sure that it's going to be comfortable, so it's soft on the inside. That way you don't have to worry about wearing an uncomfortable helmet while you're playing soccer. And then it's a bit more stable on the outside so that the ball bounces off the headband without impacting your gameplay when you're heading the ball. It's also super lightweight at 1.4 ounces, so that way it's just a headband and you don't even know it's there while you're playing. It's also sweat absorbent, because we know that when you're on the soccer field, the turf gets a lot hotter in the summertime, so we don't want you to have to worry about sweat dripping down and getting in your eyes while you're wearing a concussion headband. And we also made sure that it provides over 20% force reduction in all areas of the headband, because we know that when you're heading the ball, you could also be colliding with somebody else or on the ground, so you're protected in every area.
Yeah, so while many of our competitors were focused primarily on force reduction, it doesn't do them any good if the person who's supposed to wear it refuses to. So with a sleek and minimalistic design, Our product is designed to appeal to a female soccer player who doesn't want to run around with looking like they have a shoebox on top of their head. So the Kare Guard is designed to minimize the force applied to the head, while at the same time remaining unobtrusive and attractive. The materials we used in it were, first of all, a polyester headband to hold everything together, and as well as black, so it matches anything that the player might want to wear. We also have a durable poly casing on the outside that protects the headband itself against wear and tear while on the field. And finally, on the interior, facing the head, is a soft eggshell foam for maximum comfort. The material cost for this is about $3.30, and we're hoping to sell it lower than the industry average for $24.99. And while that might seem expensive, it's supposed to be, in the eyes of our customer, a more premium product.
Ultimately, the Kare Guard is an attractive and affordable way to address the concussion epidemic. We hope that this will make our customers feel safe, feel confident, and ultimately feel Kare. Thank you.
All right, our last group of the night is Brain Band.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you especially to our judges for coming out to see this whole thing come together. It's really exciting stuff. You guys have put up a really tough competition for us. I hope you'll find that we meet that challenge. I'm Joseph Wolcott.
And I'm Evelyn Summers, and as Dr. Brower has already mentioned, we're all familiar with the high rates of concussion that are associated with football. But what most people don't realize is that the concussion rates in women's soccer are also alarmingly high. Out of all women's sports, soccer has the highest concussion rates, and the concussion rates in women's soccer are nearly twice as high as they are in men's. In addition, a 2020 study from the National Library of Medicine reveals that women are more likely to sustain more severe concussions, that's more severe symptoms, and more severe permanent brain damage. So clearly, the solution to this problem must be a method of prevention, not of treatment.
There we go. We've determined that any viable solution must meet three basic criteria. First, it must maximize the protection of the players. Second, it should be comfortable for the players, especially while they're competing. And third, and most importantly, it has to look stylish while they play hard.
Enter Brain Band.
Brain Band is, first and foremost, effective. We've specifically designed it to counter each of the three main causes of concussions. We have a special pad on the front to counter the impact from headers. We have special padding all around the bands to reinforce it, as well as extra padding on the side to help with collisions. And we have an extra special pad on the back for if you fall and you hit your head on the turf. This, oops, accidentally bumped the button there. Apologies. We've lab tested this and we have proven that brain bands can reduce the impact of a concussion by up to 28% while giving all around the head protection, which is pretty good.
With results this good, you might think we're asking women to wear a helmet when they're playing soccer. But we're not. BrainBand is lightweight and comfortable. In fact, it weighs just about 1.3 ounces, which is almost light enough to be mailed with a single forever postage stamp. In addition, it's soft, lightweight polyester fabric that's perfect for wicking away sweat during the game. It fits like a normal sports headband, and it's customizable to accommodate any team colors in multiple color combinations.
BrainBand is also affordable. The price for manufacture on this thing was $4.25. Now, let's compare that to the rest of the market for sports headbands. Your average generic brand's no protection headband will run you anywhere between $3 and $6 in just like your local sporting goods store. Pump that up a little bit higher, you get one of the premium bands, still no protection. You're looking at anywhere between $11 and $25. BrainBand will run it at a final market price of $9.75 plus tax. What this means is that BrainBand offers more protection than most big brands' headbands, and it's a competitive price in the market.
That's right. When it comes to women's soccer concussions, we have tomorrow's concussion prevention solution. Call 227-321-4362 to order now. Thank you.
Okay, there'll just be a couple of minutes until the scores are tabulated, and then we'll announce the winners. Oh, would you like to? No. Okay. Yeah. I could do shadow puppets. Yeah. I could do that too. We could get class out of the way for next Tuesday. Oh, I should have brought my notes. Nice.
By the way, a third of the points separated a third from second.
Oh, cow. Wow. Well, that's rough. Okay. All right. So we have the results. Make sure I read them in the appropriate order. Fantastic. So in third place, with a prize of $50 per participant, is Sports Halo.
And smile.
Next, we have in second place with a prize of $75 per participant, Use Your Head.
Thank you.
And look at me and smile.
All right, and in first place, oh yeah, Logan wanted me to remind you for everyone to stick around afterwards for a group picture. And in first place, with a prize of $100 per participant, is Kari Guard. And Dr. Marsh will be making some closing comments. Again, don't forget to stick around for the group picture afterwards.
Was that tons of fun or what? Why don't you give the contestants a hand? I'm watching these young people put these awesome physics principles to use. And I was reminded of some comments I made about the great Christian physicist and inventor Michael Faraday in a couple of classes I did this week. In the 19th century, he was showing the British Prime Minister some of his inventions. And the Prime Minister said, "Well, sir, what good is it?" And Michael Faraday said, "Why, sir, you shall soon be able to tax it." And a corollary to that is make gobs of money with it. And some of the most elegant principles in physics, and the impulse equation is one of them, really allows some of the most amazing technologies. And every safety engineer that designs anything, planes, automobiles, anything that takes people anywhere, holds people, is well aware of the impulse equation. And these students have just put this idea to use, potentially save a lot of lives. We physicists know that physics is elegant, but it's also useful. And I just think this is a great lab, and I really thank Dr. Brower for devising this lab and actually incorporating this into the fundamentals of the universe curriculum. I just think it really it shows students how you can take one of these very fundamental, profound principles of physics and actually save lives with it. And that's an important thing. And that culminated in what we see here tonight, with people doing such a fine job making this project their own and learning a bit of physics while they're doing that. I want to thank Dr. Brower for letting me kind of take part in this lab and do one of the labs for him. But I mostly want to thank the students who did this. Every student really made this project their own. It was a shame to have to actually choose winners in a way for this competition, because everybody, I think, really took this challenge as a personal challenge. And I think they all rose to an occasion. So I want to thank you guys, right, for being in the lab group and being here tonight and learning a little bit of physics too. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I have, and I hope the rest of the audience has too. So thank you.
All right, and last but certainly not least, can we have a round of applause for all of our contestants, our judges, Dr. Brower and Dr. March. And thus concludes the SAFR Challenge for 2023. Thank you all so much for being here, and we hope to see you guys next year.